Several years ago, 17 years to be exact, I was more interested in climbing the ladder of success at the hospital I worked at. I wanted to get my degrees and certificates and be the big shot one day. I fell away from my faith, and my mom says, Judy, you must come back to your faith. You're a poor example to your children and to others. If you don't come back, God will get your attention one way or the other. And my mom was right. God did get my attention. I was diagnosed with cancer. I had surgery and chemotherapy, but the cancer seemed to be winning the war. My doctor called me into his office one day and said, Jude, you should get your things in order. You have less than 6 months to live. I was petrified. I had lost my young daughter and 2-year-old grandson shortly before that from this ugly disease. Would I be next? When I went home and I told my mom and my family, Mom says, now we're going to pray the rosary every night after dinner. In the statue of Fatima that's coming to the cathedral, we have to go and pray before Our Lady. I said, Mom, Mary don't listen to my prayers. I've fallen away from the church and the sacraments. She said, you're so wrong. She loves you unconditionally, no matter what you've done or what you haven't done. It has not changed the love she has for you. So I went that night, knelt in front of this beautiful image of Our Lady, and I said, Mary, I'm unworthy and undeserving to be in your presence. But my mom said, you hear the prayers of people like me. So I've come to ask you to please pray that I be healed, and if I'm healed of my cancer, I'll spread devotion to you for the rest of my life. I then went home. About a week or two later, I had to go for routine tests that people with cancer have taken, blood work and CAT scans. And then my doctor called me up after he got the results and says, Judy, something fluky came up with your test. You must have them taken over again. Now I was really petrified. So afraid, what was this something fluky? I went back, had the test taken over again, then went home. And my doctor called me up again and said, Jude, you must come to the office. We have to discuss the results of your test. I said, Brian, you can tell me on the phone. I'm prepared for anything. He says, no, you know I don't discuss results on the phone. I said, fine. I slammed the phone down on him. But you know how men can be sneaky, girls. He called up my husband. And David comes marching in. Boom, boom, boom. Jude, you got to go to the doctor if I have to play Fred Flintstone and pull you by the hair of your head. I took off my wig. I said, David, you find the hair on my head and you can pull me to the office. So I went with him, though, to the office, so afraid that maybe he would say, you only have a few weeks instead of a few months. But when I got there, he said, Jude, I don't know how to tell you this. I can't explain it. I've looked over your tests with several other doctors, and all of your tests have come out totally clean. You're cancer-free. I was so happy. I jumped up and down. I ran around his office. It's no wonder he didn't call a psychiatrist out after me. But I held in my hands a rosary. I always carry a rosary in my pocket, but these jackets nowadays don't have pockets to hold my rosary. But I held the rosary in my hand, and I said, a lady did it. A lady did it, Brian. And I knew him on a first-name basis, working with him for many years. A Blessed Mother, I'm healed because of Mary's intercession, the power of her rosary and her prayers to Jesus.